If you look at the growth level, council milk is flat at the moment, and yet dairy alternatives are in double-digit growth, 15 to 20%.
85% of people recognise the term plant-based, and that's huge.
I bit into it and realised that's the future.
We're seeing among some of the younger consumers there is a move towards veganism. There's I think a quarter of 18 to 24-year-olds saying they want to try going to vegetarian or veganism.
We see that there's a lot of investment in, or there's a lot of value placed by consumers in things like fair trade certification and organic certification, and those are kinds of concerns about provenance in terms of workers' rights, environmental issues, animal rights, and transparency in the supply chain. So we think that we've got a lot of very engaged consumers, and people are becoming more and more educated.
It's about eating more plants, and that's not just things that are made from plants, that's the plants themselves, like fruit, veg, nuts and whole foods. So plant-based is probably more linked to sustainability. And I also think that it's a good chance, it's like you say, we've been trying to get people to eat more healthily for years, and then suddenly there's this movement that is all around eating more plants. So it seems like there's a massive platform there to sort of build on everything that we've been trying to do for years, and just making sure that we're using it.
It's no longer token vegan products that are being kind of trademarked. It's full ranges, and they are being developed in sophisticated kitchens with consumer satisfaction at the forefront of kind of what they're trying to achieve with that product. It's not get a vegan cashew mac and cheese out as quickly as possible. Like all of the work has been done to develop that to be the best cashew mac and cheese possible, which gives me kind of reassurance that those ranges are there for like the long haul.
I think there also needs to be a bit of an encouragement to get British consumers to just eat more fruit and veg that we grow in this country. British grown fruit and veg that you can just grow and eat. And obviously it's not more expensive to go vegan if you're buying fruit and veg and cooking them and so on.
Our sense of this is that the boom in veganism and vegetarianism will be sustained because there is a receptive majority in the consumer market for this kind of stuff.
What we do need is a standard that comes back to say this is an ethical way of producing food and doing it sustainably and doing it without damaging the environment and meeting the other values that we're looking for, but doing it in an economically sustainable way.
My feeling of being the person that speaks to the trademark holders from vegan companies is that they are so committed and willing to go right to the, as far as they can go to get every piece of information and make it as kind of ethical as possible, not just a product that excludes animal.
About the big corporations, we've got Mondelez, we've got PepsiCo, we've got Unilever. They are literally, to use their words, rolling out the red carpet for new companies who want to work in this area, because they see it as a source of innovation. Now, whether we agree that we've got to rely on the big companies is another matter, but there are accelerator programs, there is a lot of money around that wants to invest in this area, but it needs...
But they want to use their existing supply chains.
Well, no, they're not always, because the existing supply chains offer problems, particularly with food service, because we can't have Dobbin burgers again, we can't have cross-contamination. So it is more expensive in many cases to produce plant-based because you do have to segregate, and that in itself means you can't use some of the existing economies of scale you might have. So it is an opportunity for small, specialist, differentiated, branded companies, but they do need to partner up and they do need to collaborate.
I'd like to see more British branded plant products that aren't trying to be meat. So the Lincolnshire fava bean burger, or a brand of dairy-free milk made from Kentish hazelnuts or something. Something that kind of links to British agriculture, because we've got so much here and so much that's already grown, and market forces and marketing is so powerful. I don't know why those two things haven't linked up yet and put a really strong offer in front of people that benefits farmers and consumers.
We're not going to get very far unless we connect the farmers and the consumers, and farmers are worried about sustainability and they are interested in it, but they also have to make a living at the end of the day, and there needs to be more of a dialogue with them. They need to be involved. They know more about nutrition and the health of the soil than any of us could ever hope to be honest. And I think it's really important that they're involved in it, and this whole plant-based thing is also an opportunity for them.
What we do have evidence for is that there's a 50 to 60% of people have made a decision in the last year purely based on environmental and social factors. So that's boycotting a company or buying something or changing a behaviour. So that's quite a large group of people who have an awareness. They might not act on it every single time, but they could act on it. And the more that we're speaking about this stuff and the more that it's part of just our public discourse on a daily basis, the more people might be making those decisions more often.